Selling single beers at a gas station right along the highway. Sounds like a recipe for disaster to me. It is 8:30 p.m. Thursday. Haven't played poker for 3 days since Sunday night. Rough go of it, and that coupled with the fact that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday evenings are some of the worst times to play poker at the Kansas Star, and the fact that I wanted to try to catch up on some vlog videos, all combined to make me take a few days off. Plan is to play Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Going into the Star, 8:30 now, probably hopefully get in the game by 9, and will likely be done playing by 2 o'clock. I am not trying to stay all dang night. We'll play it by ear once the drinks stop flowing and things start slowing down. I didn't notice until after I called in, but there's a 2-5 list. We'll see what that looks like. May hop into that. Alright, we'll check the list and see who's on that thing. Hopefully we get into a game real quick. There she is. Still the best Reuben in the world. Played about 2 hours before I decided to get up and grab a bite to eat. The Reuben was fantastic, as it always is. I did sit down in the 2-5 game today. It was centered around a Walish player who's probably dumped many thousands here at the Star in the last few weeks. Unfortunately, I was not able to get into any hands with him before he left, but I did get into this hand with another significant player.
Heads up was between Theo Tran and Gomer Wynn. As of late, it seems that the rowdiest rail gets the win, and this was the case as Gomer Wynn took down the bracelet.
That's my girlfriend over there, Janice, her best friend. My 2 friends from Florida, this guy, a bunch of friends from back in the poker room back home.
How good does it feel taking it down in front of them?
Oh, it feels great.
Good guy, also plays in here a lot. Fun player, loves to give action, loves to try to make plays. Anyway, on to the hand. We are about $530 effective. We are in the big blind with King Jack offsuit, King of Hearts, Jack of Diamonds. There are 5 limps to us, and I want to play this hand, but I figure it's best to come in for a raise, so I make it a hefty one, $35 to go. The under the gun +2 player makes the call. That's the WSOP bracelet winner. And the small blind calls as well. Flop comes King 3-5, King of Diamonds, 3 and 5 of clubs. The small blind checks. I put out a continuation bet of $65. And the under the gun +2 player decides to make a move. He makes it $190 to go. Small blind folds, and I go into the tank for about 30 seconds. So I know that the under the gun +2 player may see that as weakness. I don't think he has many kings that beat me. I think I'm mostly going up against value hand-wise sets, which I'm not going to come back on. Semi-bluffs like flush draws. So I make the call. The turn is the Queen of Spades. I check it this time, and he checks back, so I think I can take the true value hands out of his range, but the river is an unfortunate card. It's the 2 of clubs, which we definitely don't love. And here is where I get a little indecisive. I don't want to get shoved on. I feel like if I check and he shoves, I have to give up. So I put out a smallish bet of 100 bucks, and then he shoves all in, like almost immediately. It verbally shoves all in almost immediately, and I start to think about it, you know, and my initial inclination was to fold, but I only have to be good here very small percentage of the time. I think the way I played the hand just seems so weak.
Such a fish I am. 100 reasons to fold this and just like no good reasons to fold, but I'm just too much of a fish. Ace. King, queen.
The line's so close. Oh, he's done it. Oh, he's done it. I don't believe it.
The sickness has made the call.
I end up calling him off, making the hero call. And he says, nice call. He's a little flabbergasted. And I know why he'd be a little flabbergasted, because it really didn't make any sense the way I played the hand. But on that one, we drag in a nice pot. So, hey, hero calling. Yay. And the next and really only other hand we've had so far is not really significant, but it's decently interesting. And it's kind of the thing that happens over and over again at a Texas Hold'em table that you don't think about, but these are the ones that add up. We are in the cutoff with Queen of Diamonds, 10 of Clubs. There are 2 limps to us. We make it 25 to go. The button, who's sitting on about 500, makes the call. The under the gun player, who has 200, calls as well. Under the gun plus 2, who has 700, makes the call as well. So 4 ways to a flop of King of Diamonds, 10 of Hearts, 6 of Spades. Check, 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 check. We check it back as well. The turn is a pretty good card for us. It's the Jack of Hearts, so it does bring on a backdoor flush draw. It checks to us again. We bet 55, and everyone folds. So we like the result there, and I think that's the way to play that. We did get in one other hand, won a smallish pot with pocket aces, and that's pretty much where we're at. I was going to leave the 2-5 game for one of the 1-3 games, because it's actually playing pretty small for a 2-5 game. There's a lot of short stacks between $200 and $300. But then another fishy player sat down. Unfortunately, he got felted. But the game seems alright, and only one of the 1-3 games seems different. So I'm going to stick around in this 2-5 game for a while, and we'll see what happens. So, wish me luck. I guess that's all she wrote for 2-5 for the evening. Game lasts about 2.5, 3 hours. I'm not quite sure. I'll flash it up there. It was a bit of a dicey situation, to be honest with you. We were down to 5-handed. Folds to me on the button. When I look down at pocket deuces, I have the 2 of Hearts and the 2 of Spades. I make it 15 to go. The small blind, who's probably got 600, makes the call, and the big blind 3 bets to 40, and he's starting the hand with about 500 bucks. I go ahead and make the call, and the small blind calls as well. The flop is about as glorious as you can get. King 10 deuce rainbow. King 10 deuce rainbow with 1 club. The small blind checks, and the big blind bets out 50 bucks. I'm not messing around. I'm not wasting time 3-handed here. I go ahead and raise it to 160. The small blind folds, and the big blind makes the call. He leaves himself about 300 behind. The river is not the best card in the world. It is the Jack of Clubs. It brings a backdoor flush draw in. And if you remember the last vlog, it brings a tree topper straight in for anybody who had ace queen. And then the big blind goes ahead and leads out for 100, leaving himself 200 behind. I don't feel like any option is particularly awesome here, but I do know that if I ship it all in and I do get called, I'm roughly 20%, a little better, to improve to a boat. And I don't want to give away free cards that can beat me. If I am still ahead, there's a lot of cards that can beat me. I don't know if this is the right play or the wrong play. I don't feel like I can just call and then call again on the river, depending on all the runouts. So I decided to just stick it in for 200 more. I don't expect to fold too often, and I expect to be beat a decent amount of time. So I ship it all in there for 200 more. He snaps me off. Sure enough, shows ace queen, and the river is a jack. So we're saved by the river there, and the game broke shortly after that. So in for 500, out for 1790 at 2-5 today.